What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with some Destiny news. It is Thursday, of course, so Bungie has put out their weekly update like they usually do on Thursday afternoon. Now, I have not been doing weekly update videos for them recently because, quite honestly, there hasn't really been much to talk about. And obviously, with the release of House of Wolves coming up, that's what most of their updates were regarding, and you guys were able to get a lot of that news from several other places, including my channel, so didn't really feel like bombarding anybody with another kind of useless weekly update video. But anyways, this is the week after House of Wolves has released, so they have given us a few little tidbits here I thought would be important to go over. So we've had about a week since the DLC came out, and they start off, and of course I'll link below, guys. You can go check out the update yourselves if you wish. They start off by talking about Trials of Osiris a little bit. Basically, like they usually do, they're just kind of, tooting their own horn about how many people played and took part in Trials of Osiris. And apparently, they had 3 million, almost 4 million matches were played in total. There were over 118 million total kills, or deaths, however they want to say it there. And they said 299,000 Guardians scored a perfect scorecard in the Trials of Osiris. So it's pretty interesting tips there. Now they said they are not going to be revealing the map for this week's upcoming Trials of Osiris because they want to keep it a surprise. They want to keep Guardians on their toes and not allow people to really work up a strategy ahead of time. So they are not going to be revealing the Trials of Osiris map until obviously this Friday when it comes out. They then went on to talk about the Trials of Osiris. There were some people that were cheating. And if you guys search on YouTube, you can find videos of that. Basically, if you got one of the olive errors while you were trying to play, if you got disconnected. They said part of the time it was a glitch, but there were also people who had figured out how to disconnect you from the match and basically get themselves a win without having to even do anything. And there were people who went all the way through and got all 9 wins, made it to the lighthouse, got all the Trials of Osiris loot this week by basically cheating and being miserable human beings. So that is something they did address. They said they're investigating it, they're looking into it, and if they find out that you're doing it, you can get a temporary or probably even a permanent ban from the game and maybe even your console. So that's one little tidbit they mentioned. They are going to be looking through that there. Now let's see. I am going to save this bit of news for later. In the update here, I will be talking about this. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So they've got their live team blotter on here, and basically this is where they say that they are paying attention to all the community's complaints and other things, and some of the things that they are going to be doing to try to alleviate those complaints. And of course, this stuff is not guaranteed. It's just the stuff they're keeping their eye on right now, and basically getting ready for patch update 1.2.02, which would be the next major patch that Destiny will have. These are some of the issues that they are looking at and are talking about. The olive error codes and disconnects from the Crucible, they are trying to work. They're looking at possibly ways to make that more improved. Mercury emblems that don't appear in inventories. Apparently what was happening was if you beat the Trials of Osiris and you had a full emblems on your character, it was not going to the postmaster and it was not awarding you the emblem, so you had to do it again and get 9 wins again. So they're looking at that. They mentioned treasure key famine and farmers who need relief. Basically what that's referring to is all the complaints right now about how hard it is to get a treasure key in the Trials of, or not Trials, but in Prison of Elders. Basically the way it works right now is the only really consistent way to get a treasure key is to farm patrol bounties, which can take forever. And I personally myself, between Xbox and PlayStation 4, I've probably done close to 100, at least 150 of those chests. I have not had one key drop from any of the patrol chests. Now, I did get one key that dropped on about my 13th run of Prison of Elders on PlayStation 4, so the drop rate on the keys is not very good. And what really sucks is that if you want to run the higher level Prison of Elders and be able to get rewards, unless you have a treasure key, you're pretty much done. You can't do it. So they are looking at ways. I'm hoping that they do make them drop a little bit more frequently, or maybe they even put in an exchange, possibly maybe for those tokens that you get from Varix, because I have a million of those things and I have nothing to do with them. You know, right now I got like 9 ship tokens, and obviously I can't buy a ship till I get to rank 2. And there's not even 9 ships I'd want to buy, so those things are dropping quite frequently. Maybe they'll make an exchange or some way to get keys a little bit easier, especially for people who are trying to do the exotic bounties that drop from level 35 and the level 34. You know, a lot of those bounties require you to go through Prison of Elders a couple more times and open the main chest. So if you don't have those treasure keys, you obviously can't open the main chest. So it's just made it a really tough grind, really bad grind. People have also been complaining about the ammo synthesis. If you've been doing those patrol chests, farming those patrol chests, you know that you get an absolute ton of special ammo synth from those, and it fills up your inventory very fast, and you cannot delete them. You can only use them to get more special ammo. I've actually been using quite a bit of mine in Trials, not Trials, I keep saying Trials of Osiris, in Prison of Elders. I don't seem, special ammo just seems to be a lot more needed for me when I play Prison of Elders, mainly because you'll get those rounds that have the special ammunition buff or the special weapon buff, and I always get plenty of drops in terms of heavy weapon ammo, plus Varix gives you that heavy weapon box sometimes as a gift between rank 2 or round 2 and round 3. So I've actually been popping a lot of my special ammo synthesis while I'm playing Prison of Elders to get more shotgun ammunition, to get more ammo for my Vestian Dynasty, which I use quite a bit for the Vex Hobgoblins. If you guys didn't know, that weapon does have a special kind of, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just a hidden perk, but you actually can use that on Hobgoblins and it will damage them without putting them into their shield lock. And also, if they go into their shield lock, it will still damage them through their shields some of the time. So keep that in mind. Kind of an interesting thing. So I use that weapon a lot when I'm going against the Vex, and also the Fallings that just melts their shield. So I'm always using special ammo in the Crusader, in Prison of Elders. That's where I've been wasting a lot of my special ammo synthesis, but I know a lot of people are getting a huge buildup in it, especially if you are really, really farming hardcore. It's easy to get those to stack up, and they take up a lot of your inventory, and then you cannot actually delete them. So you have to just, nothing you can do about it until you use them all. So I know that's annoying, and it looks like they, at least they say they are looking into it. So we'll see. We'll see if they do anything about that. They're also talking about quests, ships, and shaders not being granted by Prison of Elders. So I guess that means the drop rate on the stuff you get when you open up the big chest is not as good as it should be. So they are going to be taking a look at that, and we'll see what they do. They just mentioned that they are looking into it. And then there's something that says encounters with known prison inmate bosses. I really have no idea what that means. That's something they're looking into. So don't know if that means some of the bosses are too difficult and they're looking at doing something about it. I really don't know. So that is pretty much the gist of what the community, like their help, what they're looking at, keeping an eye on. So we will see if anything comes of that. So let's move on to the final piece of news here in the weekly update, and probably the most exciting piece of news, at least for me. And that is the fact that Iron Banner is coming back next Tuesday. Tuesday, June 2nd, as a matter of fact, is going to be our next Iron Banner. And obviously there's going to be some good stuff with this Iron Banner. I haven't been very excited for the last few, but this one I definitely am. For a number of reasons, and let's just get into it here. They are going to have the boots and gauntlets according to Deej. So those will be, I'm sure, level 32. It says that he's actually going to sell the fusion rifle and the scout rifle, which are the fusion rifle is actually the one weapon from Iron Banner I've yet to actually see or use, in addition to the pulse rifle. So it looks like the scout rifle and the fusion rifle will be sold, and he's also going to have etheric light, which is great news for me because I've been having a real hard time just finding a team and being able to run the level 32 Prison of Elders to get those armor cores. I've just been having all kinds of issues with it. And the couple times I've been able to get in there, it's becoming pretty evident you have to have a raid primary weapon with some kind of elemental damage to make some of those rounds a little bit easier. And of course, I just started, I'm mostly playing on PlayStation 4 now, so I just do not have anything really in terms of gear yet. I have a level 32 on PS4, but I don't have any raid weapons. I haven't been able to run the raid yet. I just started playing on PS4, so kind of a noob Guardian on PS4 and don't have a lot of the great gear. So I'm happy that I'm finally going to get a chance to get some etheric light through Iron Banner, because I do enjoy PvP, as I tell you guys quite often. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited for the next Iron Banner. I'm going to probably be playing it mostly on PS4. I've already got a 32 on there. I'm going to try to get my Hunter up to level 30 or 32 by next Tuesday so that I'll have at least 2 characters I can run on there, because you are guaranteed, you'll be able to, it says you'll be able to buy Etheric Light at rank 3 and rank 5 of the Iron Banner. So I'm guessing that means you'll be able to get 2 per character during this Iron Banner. And if I can get at least 4 of those, then I'll be able to have at least 134 already, which would be pretty awesome. They said lower rank Guardians on your account will get a reputation boost to catch up to your higher rank Guardian more quickly. So I guess if you have one Guardian who's at rank 5, you'll have then you'll get a buff on your other Guardians to help you level up quicker in Iron Banner. Rewards will cost less Glimmer, which is good. Those things are really super expensive. The last Iron Banner, it's like the weapons were like 11,000 Glimmer, so you'd be able to buy like 2 weapons, and you have to go farm the Exclusion Zone forever in order to get more Glimmer to buy the rest of the Iron Banner stuff. So that's interesting. The Gunsmith has inherited Lord Saladin's weapon reforging service. We already pretty much know that. So Lord Saladin will no longer be having to reforge weapons for you. You can just take those to the Gunsmith anytime. And if you guys didn't already know that, if you have an Iron Banner weapon right now, you do not have to wait for Lord Saladin. You can actually take that to Banshee 44 and he will reforge it, but keep in mind you will lose. There's certain perks now that do not come on the weapons, like with the shotguns and the sniper rifles. So keep that in mind if you have a really good roll on your Fellwinter's Lie or your Ephrodite Spear. You may not want to lose that. So keep that in mind if you think about reforging your weapons. So power still matters. It matters a little more as the delta between 2 players increases. What I guess they're thinking about that is that there are going to be some level 34s and some level 33s in this Iron Banner. Myself personally, I just have level 32 at this point. I'm not really concerned about it because I went into the last Iron Banner as a level 28 going up against a lot of level 32s, and I was doing fairly well with my Hunter and able to hold my own, was going over 1.5 KD a lot of the matches, and actually usually carrying my random team full of level 32s. So I'm not really worried about going up against the 34s, a 32. I'm more interested in seeing how some of these new exotics are going to perform in the Crucible. If you guys haven't seen the Ram, which is a new Warlock helmet for Voidwalkers, it has got some really ridiculous stuff for PvP. It makes your armor crazy high for a Warlock. It makes it to the point where you can actually take a shoulder charge from a Titan, a trip mine grenade. You cannot be killed by Thorn in 2 hits anymore using it. So if people have that helmet on their Warlock, and it also gives you the life drain on every melee hit. So that's going to be a beast in PvP if any Warlocks have that. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of the new exotics affect Iron Banner and the Crucible in general, because there's also that Warlock, I think it's the Purifier Robes, where when you activate Radiance, it blinds everybody around you, kind of like Helmut State 14 for the Titans. So that's going to be pretty crazy. There's going to be a lot of interesting new stuff going on in Iron Banner, so that's going to be interesting to see. They've also added the Cauldron and Pantheon to the playlist, and Exodus Blue will be added on PlayStation 4. I'm really excited to actually play Iron Banner on PlayStation 4 because I think there's going to be a lot more maps, we get a lot more map variety this time, and I'm interested to see how it works. So anyways, that's pretty much it, guys, for the weekly update. This ran a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I just wanted to talk about Iron Banner quite a bit because I'm really excited. I'm going to be able to actually get that Etheric Light and possibly get at least a level 33 by next week and maybe a level 34. So considering I'm having a lot of problems as a solo player getting into those LFG teams and whatnot to get on to Prison of Elders and maybe Trials of Osiris, I'm glad that there's at least going to be that way for me to get the Etheric Light and get up to level 34. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'll probably do a kind of a video log the first day Iron Banner comes out, show you guys the new gear that Lord Saladin's going to have, and then as I go through, as I usually do, I like to commentate on Iron Banner as I'm playing during the week. So we'll definitely be bringing you some of that this week. Anyways, guys, that's about it for me. Stay tuned. Tomorrow morning we will have a Xur video coming. Hopefully Xur is going to bring some cool stuff this week. Now I was happy he brought Last Word last week, because obviously on PlayStation 4 I didn't have any exotics yet, so I was really glad to be able to get that exotic. That's going to be very helpful for me in PvP especially. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. It's been TechnoViking23 signing off. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again next time.